Welcome to Beating Cancer Daily. Beating stage 4 cancer for 30 years still takes my breath away every time I say it. I'm Saranne, founder of the Comedy Cures Foundation, and I hope you'll join me for just a few minutes daily for the next 365 days so we may laugh, learn, maybe cry a little as we live our best days beating cancer daily together. Do you remember a time when no one talked about inflammation? It just wasn't talked about. Now, everywhere I go, people are talking about their inflammation and what they're doing for inflammation. Usually it was like if you bumped your head, you got some inflammation and you put like a little ice pack on it. And we were done talking about inflammation. But now, everywhere I go, we're talking about inflammation. And guess what? Today, we're going to talk about inflammation, but I'm actually very excited because I have some inflammation. So I want to welcome back to Beating Cancer Daily the person that I ask my questions to. And because you've listened to hundreds of episodes of Beating Cancer Daily, you know that about 1/4 of them, over 120, are with our functional medicine expert, Jacqui Bryan. She's a certified nutrition specialist, RN, whole health educator, certified health coach. And she's just our go-to person in this community to say, what are these things that we could be eating to help with our inflammation? Now, most of you know grapefruit, and then most of us can't have grapefruit because we're probably on a medication that is contraindicated. If you have some grapefruit, poor little grapefruit, I love them. But with my thyroid medicine, I'm not allowed to have them. So, Jacqui, welcome back to Beating Cancer Daily.
Thank you, Saranne. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, this is a really long word to say, and you've told me that I can abbreviate it, but we're going to talk about, and if I blooper it, I'm going to leave it in because I think it's funny because I'm never going to be able to say this at a cocktail party. Phosphatidylcholine. What is it? Okay, tell us how to say it, and we're going to repeat it.
Phosphatidylcholine.
I was close.
You were.
Phosphatidylcholine. I left out the title. Phosphatidylcholine. You know what? I could be perfect and edit that out and pretend like I said it like it rolled off my tongue. But I know that if I do try to say it again, it might screw up. So I love the imperfect model. We don't have to be perfect here at Comedy Cures and Beating Cancer Daily. And it's probably why I got cancer to begin with, because I thought I had to be perfect all the time. And I was this A-type personality. Well, I'm probably still A-type, but I give myself forgiveness and not having to be perfect. So we're going to call it PC, and that's not
Yeah.
politically correct. That's just because that's really hard to pronounce. So for our purposes today, we're going to call it PC.
Yeah. I think that's great. Well, you have to understand that I have a little bit of an evil side. And I was thinking, what can I stump Saranne with for finding
You
comedy
do
on?
have an evil side. It's that, like, it's that rough and tumble Boston Irish, grit. It is. But you know what? It's evil funny. It's not evil for the sake of being evil. It's just like you're playful. You're very playful.
It is playful because I think sometimes I'll send you ideas and you'll be like, yeah, let's go with that. And then other times you'd be like, well, what is that? And then this time when I sent it to you, it was like crickets. I didn't hear anything back. And I was like, either she didn't get it. So I like double checked to make sure that you got it. But the other thing is I thought maybe she's just like waiting to see because what it is that this phosphatidylcholine is.
I said to you the first thing, how do you pronounce it? Because I tried 16 times. I was like, nope, that's not going to be right. That's not going to be right. So I can't wait to hear because I know that this PC has an impact on inflammation. And so I really want to understand how I could be eating better to incorporate this. And, Jacqui, you've given us a master class in keeping our organs healthy and creating a food regimen that really serves our bodies, and especially as cancer survivors like we are, over 50 years together of cancer survivorship. I think we're about 55 right now because I'm 33, you're 22. It is really important as a survivor, a patient, a caregiver who's preparing food for someone with cancer or any health challenge that we eat in our favor. We do the right things and not eat anti nutrients. That's the word Jacqui has taught us over and over again. So, how do we eat so that we can help reduce inflammation?
One of the things I was thinking about when I was putting this together was you and I work so hard to help individuals be and feel empowered, and cancer just hijacks our lives. And one of the things that we've done in this podcast is just share little pearls of wisdom where people can feel somewhat empowered in their own healthcare because again, so much may have been taken away from you. And that's how I felt when I was diagnosed with breast cancer 22 years ago. And Saranne and I have shared so many stories. I so wish I had you 22 years ago, Saranne, like in my life.
We
I
would have
think
been the best chemo buddies because we love to laugh and we love to tease each other in a really sweet way. But we would have had so much fun. That chemo room would never have been the same. Can you imagine?
I kept sending. So my husband was, oh, he's such a saint. I was sitting in the chemo chair getting my Adermas and Cytoxan and Taxol, and I was sitting there and I was feeling, I have a pretty healthy self esteem, and I thought I looked really good. Which is not true. But I thought I looked really good. I had lost a lot of weight. I had no hair, no boobs, the bald and breastless club. That's really where I was. And I kept saying to him, honey, that person doesn't look well. Will you go over and talk to them and keep them company? And he was like, sure. But he didn't have the heart to tell me that I looked horrible, right? I was like, oh, they look so sick. Make sure they're okay. Because I'm forever a nurse, right? I want to make sure people are okay. And I think about that experience and just, again, that whole experience shaped me in a way that made me start my practice 15 years ago. And I'm just so grateful to be able to support individuals at this time of greatest need. So that's a little bit of a side note and side story.
I just can't believe how much information there is available right now that we didn't have. Like, we didn't know any of this stuff while we were going through. We were just kind of winging it, making our own path. And what I love on Beating Cancer Daily is that they're not only eating strategies, but they're mental health strategies. There's physical strategies, social strategies. So today I love this because I get a master class in nutrition and then I get to go to a party or speak and then I get to repeat what you've told us on Beating Cancer Daily, except today I can't say the word right. So it's a little challenging now, but I'm going to use the information anyway.
Oh, that's funny. So phosphatidylcholine, what is it? It's a type of fat that your body uses. It's used to build and repair cell membranes. So while this may not be specific to a particular type of cancer, your cells, as we know, play a big role in overall health and cancer, right? It's and this phosphatidylcholine is actually found in many foods and it's also made in the body. And so I'm here to talk more about the food than I am the supplements. So you can get phosphatidylcholine. I'm going to keep saying it. You could say PC, but
I
I'm going to
was
keep.
just going to say, do you hear how that rolls off her tongue? She's just showing off now because I can't say it. She's just showing off.
Well, you can get phosphatidylcholine in
There she goes.
different.
Phosphatidylcholine. Na, 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 na. Okay, I'll
Oh
stop.
gosh,
I'll
you
stop.
you no, I love it, I love it. You can get it in supplements, and you can use it topically, and some people use it for injections, but I wanna talk more about the food sources. But before I get into the food sources, I wanna create sort of this compelling why this is of interest. Because 'cause I'm gonna guess some of you maybe never have heard of phosphatidylcholine.
People are going to become obsessed with saying it. They might not do what you say, but they're all going to walk around and go, I can say it and Sarah can't. I can say it and Sarah can't.
I used to do that when I was in nursing school. There's a muscle that goes from your jaw down to your neck, and it's called the sternocleidomastoid. And I remember it took me forever to
Sounds
learn
like a
it.
dinosaur, doesn't it? It sounds
No, but I
like a
kept walking
dinosaur.
around. I kept walking around saying it over and over again. And my dad was like, "Why are you saying that?" I'm like, "I'm trying to remember this. I'm trying to remember what it is and how to say it." But the phosphatidylcholine is an important source of choline, which we've talked a little bit about, I think, in a couple of podcasts. But it's a nutrient that supports your brain, liver, and other organs. So while we're not spotlighting it for cancer cures or anything like that, we know that it's important. And what does phosphatidylcholine do? It has many functions. It protects the cells, like we talked about. It helps build cells, so building and repairing. It helps make acetylcholine, which is a brain chemical that's super important for memory and learning. Right. So if you think about people that are having cognitive issues, cognitive decline, those are things that we need to be very mindful of. It can support liver and fat metabolism. And it gives our body choline. It gives us choline, which is essential for brain development, as well as playing a role in immune system activity and inflammation. So keep in mind that too much of a good thing is not good, right? But it's also very beneficial for so many processes in our body. But like many things we've talked about, we don't want to go overboard in it. And some of the research is actually saying when it comes to heart health, there are some forms of choline from the phosphatidylcholine that can be converted into TMAO. And I won't even get into the long name of that, but TMAO has been linked to an increase in heart disease. And so the research is ongoing. But again, this is a reason we don't want to overdo it.
That's with most things. I think that if you overdo it, then your body's going to get confused and it's either going to overreact or it's going to stop making what you do naturally. So it sounds pretty logical that even if you are doing some form of a supplement, that you just do it in moderation. Anytime
I
you're
love it
going,
that you said that word logical. I love that. And it
why?
is
Because
true.
I could pronounce it, Jackie. Not
You can
like
pronounce it
phosphatidyl
logical.
choline.
You said it.
I
You did
said,
it.
oh my
I'm so
gosh,
impressed.
so excited.
So, what does the research say about phosphatidylcholine? But first, when we're focusing in on the brain, it has a lot to do with our memory health. The phosphatidylcholine provides the body with choline that supports memory, helps with focus and brain development. One study found that the phosphatidylcholine supplements raise choline levels in women, which can be helpful during pregnancy and even brain support throughout the lifespan. Right. But there are some things we want to be mindful of if we're taking a supplement, which that's not what we're focused on today. But like if somebody were taking a medication for Alzheimer's disease, you would not want to supplement with phosphatidylcholine because that could be interfering with that type of medication. Same thing for any ACE inhibitors for blood pressure or cardiovascular diseases. Like you wouldn't want to take a supplement. And so supplements are helpful in taking someone from deficiency to sufficiency, which is how I use them in my practice. But my preference is food first, that food first model that you and I have really focused in on, Saranne. And we're very aligned with that, you and I. We're very aligned with that philosophy.
We also don't sell supplements. We don't have a supplement sponsor. So this isn't leading to a big bang at the end where we tell you to buy this because I can't
The
pronounce
Big
it. So
Bang.
how are we going to tell you to buy it? Can you imagine I'd be the worst spokesperson because I can't pronounce the title? Anyway, I agree with you, Jackie. And it's just really important, even if you decide that, oh, I do want to add this into my diet. Even if you are so tempted and you want to go buy it off the shelf, please clear it with your doctor first. Do not just listen to this episode and then go all rogue and get it, and then you screw up your other medications. Like, just it's good practice. Always check if you're going to introduce something into your body like a supplement if you are taking other medications, especially chemotherapy. They hate that.
But I think that's so important, Sarah. And I think that's one of the reasons that we always talk about the food first model because you really don't often get a lot of contraindications when it comes to food, except for things like maybe grapefruit or something like that when you're taking your medications. But supplements, you really don't know their potency. You don't know exactly what you're getting. And we have that whole podcast about how to pick out the right kind of supplements. But in this type of case where you can overdo it, you want to be really mindful of it. I think about the phosphatidylcholine as just something interesting to understand and figuring out ways that we can get it in food because it does have that cell protection, right? It can help build healthy cell membranes. It also supports liver function, which prevents fat buildup. And what's interesting is some of the research that I read is that PC, the phosphatidylcholine, has been known for its ability to reduce some fat deposits that are related to fatty liver disease, which is that non-alcoholic fatty liver disease that we talk about. And there's still more studies needed for that, but that stuff is fascinating to me. Like I think about the fact that, wow, this one nutrient that is found in foods that we eat has the potential to reduce the fatty buildup on our liver, which I think is, and non-alcoholic fatty liver, we've talked about this before in the podcast. This is something, an area that is really growing in prevalence in our world today.
Yeah, my daughter lost a friend to it who was relatively young, and that person
Yeah.
wasn't a heavy drinker. So I'm just really always on the edge of my seat when I hear that there could be something that could be helpful. But I am on the edge of my seat, Jacqui, because you haven't mentioned what foods we could eat. Like, I'm like, drum roll. Brrr. Okay. I can't wait to hear what could I eat.
Yes, I know. We've talked about this. So what are the foods? Like, where do you actually find phosphatidylcholine? The benefits in the food are going to be far reaching into your immune system, which is what I know I'm most interested in when I think about it as a cancer survivor, because the phosphatidylcholine can actually break down into smaller parts that affect how our immune system works. Now, this is where it's interesting. You can either lower it or raise inflammation depending upon what your body needs. And that's one of the reasons I'm steering more towards food for phosphatidylcholine than I am towards supplements, because your body is this brilliant machine and it really takes what it needs and then it lets go of the rest. So I think the big question that you're asking is, where do I eat it? Like, how do I get it in my diet? Egg yolks is one, which kind of makes sense, right? When we think about it, it's a phospholipid, which is it's in the lipid or the fat family. It's a type of fat. And so it's found in egg yolks. And so for those of us years and years ago, they told us, oh, you got to avoid egg yolks to keep cholesterol low. That myth has been debunked since then. But we kind of knew that egg yolks have fat in them and cholesterol and things like that.
What's so exciting is that you did that excellent egg episode. And I had the opportunity to tell so many egg jokes on that, but that's a real or egg yolks. Get it? Instead of jokes, egg
I get
yolks.
it. I get
Okay.
it. You found it
Anyway,
funny. You
I
found it
found
funny.
I found 2
Yay.
funnies. Jacqui gets so excited when she says a joke because she never tells jokes. I always tell them, and she gets
I
really
get
excited.
excited when I get the joke.
I know, both.
I am truly like how you and I paired up is so funny because we love each other and we're good friends. But it's really funny. Like you tell jokes and sometimes I'm like, I don't really get it.
That's okay, either do I. I don't care, I just laugh anyway. I just love to laugh. But
Yeah.
that is a great episode, so if you wanna know more about eggs and how they help you, and it's so funny because 'cause I'm from Philly, so I say eggs like it's an A, and everybody else says eggs, like with the
Oh,
E. So you just heard my Philly accent come out. But that is a great episode if you wanna go back and listen to that.
it's fun. It's fun. So egg yolks is one way to get it in food. The other is soybeans, right? And so you know how I feel about soybeans. I don't eat a ton of soy. Some people enjoy it. It's not my favorite flavor or texture. But if you are eating soy, to make sure that you have it in organic form or non-genetically modified is key, because 90% of the soy in our country, in the United States, I know we're in over 140 countries now, so I can't just say our country, but a lot of soy is genetically modified and we don't necessarily need that in our body.
There we go back to that soy discussion, which we've had many times because when I was coming through the system over two and plus almost 3 decades ago, soy was banished. You did not have soy as a breast cancer survivor. And then it kind of swung the other way. So it's interesting wherever you are in the world, what do your doctors feel about soy and in particular breast cancer? I eat it now. I didn't eat it for years. I don't love it, but I'll have it, like those
Mhm.
little soy pods when you go to the restaurant.
The endamame?
Edamame, that's right, that's what they're called. And I eat them without salt because they come very heavily salted, but I ask for
Mhm.
mine without salt. That's pretty much it. I don't eat that much tofu anymore.
No, I would eat it as endamame more than I would eat it as tofu or tempeh or natto. I think, and again, I'm not saying anything bad about the soy. I don't want to be soy basher because I am not, but I prefer it
Jacqui
in the
is not a soy basher. I just wanna make that clear. That is a statement I will back up. She is not a soy basher.
I just don't love the taste. But edamame I do like, but I would prefer it all organic if possible. Sunflower seeds are another great source of the phosphatidylcholine, and liver. I'm not a liver lover, even though I wrote
We
a
do
class
this
on
all
it.
the time. We had the liver episode. It's a great episode. I
But it's
love
not the liver
liver.
you eat. It was our liver function. I don't love eating liver. Like, I don't know. It's just I
I
don't
love it. I'm team liver. Put some onions, little sherry. Do not salt it for me.
Yeah.
I am team liver.
Okay. I learned so much about you in these podcasts, Aaron. It's so fun. So peanuts, peanuts are another one. The only problem with peanuts, and again, I think peanuts are delicious. Sometimes there's a little mold in the shell of the peanuts, which sometimes we kind of steer people away from eating peanuts because of that. Even if you choose an organic peanut, there are a risk of having mold that has been in there and you just can't see it. And so it's really when they process it. So it could be a little more
Even if
challenging.
they're organic and shelled, the mold's still on
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, brother,
Yeah. It just
that just
creeps with
ruined it. Okay, I'm not doing it.
it
So
doesn't
that's the
mean an
same
occasional peanut is not gonna hurt you here and there, and again, we're all about moderation, and we're not here to peanut bash either.
but that's the same for pistachios then, because they would carry the same mold factor. But I have to say, team sunflower seeds, I have them
Yeah,
all the time. Team pumpkin
they're good.
seeds too.
Yes, yeah, we had to throw the pumpkin seeds in there because pumpkin seeds are not a big source of the phosphatidylcholine, but I don't think there's been an episode that we've done of the 120 episodes that doesn't have pumpkin seeds mentioned, so there you go, we said it.
I'm gonna try to get it in before you every episode. 'Cause you got it
You
in
won.
so many episodes, so I'm just gonna see if I can pop it in before you.
Another source of phosphatidylcholine, again, saying that word, PC, is fish, right? So you can get it in fish. So you can see egg yolks, soybeans, sunflower seeds, liver, peanuts, and fish are all good sources of the phosphatidylcholine. Now, supplements, again, we're focusing on food first here, but supplements may be labeled as phosphatidylcholine or lecithin. Lecithin contains several fats which include the phosphatidylcholine in it. But again, I don't want to spend a ton of time on the supplements because I'd really prefer you to get it in your food. The phosphatidylcholine is safe for the most part when it's eaten in food, and that's why we're talking about it here. Supplements are generally considered safe for most people, but you can see the way I'm saying this or hear the way I'm saying it, that the supplements, again, are going to come in at a different potency in your body. There are side effects that can happen with those. They're usually uncommon, but they could be like an upset stomach, sweating, or, Sarah, you're going to have so much fun with this last one, a fishy body odor.
There are a lot of
We
people
you
who
and I could you and I could supplement and walk around smelling like some fish.
I think we tried not to. I don't wanna
I know.
but I have to tell you, I cheated a little because I was trying to write humor on this topic that I couldn't pronounce. And I did see that it also can be found if you're eating milk or beef.
Yes, yeah, I think that the ones that I listed, I think there was 6 or 7 that I listed are the highest, but it's probably gonna be present in other different types of foods. However, it might also be the way the food was sourced, right? So it could be that grass-fed has more than grain-fed beef. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just sort of sharing with you different ways that those foods may present with some of these in it that we don't know. But that list that I gave are typically the highest sources of the PC that are found.
And the other interesting thing I found when I was trying to write humor, this is not a super funny topic, except there's a lot of humor in the fishy smell. I could really do a riff on that.
Could have
But
had fun with that.
yeah, I would have had fun with that. I just thought it was in bad taste. Okay. So I did see that some people feel that it's very impactful for chemo brain or brain fog,
Mhm.
also for things like chronic fatigue, that people actually feel more clear or have a little more energy. And we're all for that. That just is
A
so helpful.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. The phosphatidylcholine has been shown to support memory, focus, and brain health and brain development, which is why I think it probably helped with chemo brain. The other thing is when you're thinking about the food sources that you're getting this phosphatidylcholine in, they're fairly clean sources. I'm not saying you got to eat a donut. This is how you're going to get it. I'm
I
not
know,
saying
and I'm still friends with her, even though she doesn't tell us we could eat a donut.
no, we're looking at different types of clean, healthy foods and the nutrients that they provide. And it doesn't mean we have to overdo any of them. If you weave some of these foods into your daily routine, it's going to help probably improve your overall health and well-being, which is wonderful because there's many other benefits to those types of foods like eggs and soybeans and sunflower seeds would offer protein. The sunflower seeds, the peanuts and the soybeans would offer fiber. So these types of foods offer so many health benefits in addition to the phosphatidylcholine. So you're not going to go wrong with just weaving a few of these into your diet. Now, the phosphatidylcholine is something that is easy to get in food, but if you feel that you are a candidate for some supplementation, and again, that's not what we're focused on today, but if that is something of interest to you, you really do need to speak to your medical provider about it, especially if you have a chronic condition like cancer or you're in active treatment, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. All of these things are really important that you share with your provider, but it's just an interesting conversation starter, right? So Saranne got to be challenged with finding comedy on phosphatidylcholine, but also it's just fun to talk about and learn about something new. And at least I thought it was really fun to research on my end.
So, Jackie, what are some of the side effects if somebody actually does a supplement and they start taking too much of it? What would they look out for?
It might not even be too much. And that's such a great question. So if you were taking a PC supplement, it could cause an upset stomach, even if you're taking a recommended dose. It could cause diarrhea, even sweating, excessive sweating. Injections, like if someone is using an injection for this, it could cause irritation at the site, redness, burning, itching, that kind of thing, all at the point of injection. As a reminder, PC supplements should not be taken with ACE inhibitors and also should be used with caution, especially with anybody that has muscle weakness, trouble breathing, reduced heart rate, and even seizures. And also people that are on medications for Alzheimer's disease. It's not recommended that you take it. And so I think the priority and the most important thing to do here, if you're considering supplementing, you definitely need to speak with your provider. Make sure your provider knows all of your different conditions that you have going on or even any symptoms or unusual symptoms you're experiencing. And then you together can decide if this is a good choice for you.
It just seems so much easier to have an egg yolk or just a handful of sunflower seeds. I don't have to get into all that drama with the side effects and the contraindications. But this was really fun, Jacqui. Thank you so much. We just value you and love when you come. I get to just laugh with you a little and share your brilliance. It is just such an honor to do this with you every week and to have you part of the hundreds and hundreds. We're way over 410 episodes now into the future. I think we're close to 420. It's such an honor to have you part of this community teaching us. So thank you so much, Jacqui.
Thank you, Sarah. And I so appreciate you being here. I appreciate you and appreciate all that you're doing for this wonderful community that we serve.
If you would like to learn more about what Jacqui and I do in the world outside of this podcast, you can go to comedycures.org and have a laugh and see what we're doing over there. If you want to learn more about Jacqui Bryan, go to jacquibryan.com. She has an amazing website full of so much information. If you want to just dive into all of Jacqui's Beating Cancer Daily episodes, she has a place on her website where they're all listed. If you can't find her website, come back to me at comedycures.org and I will send you her signature. Have a blessed day and I'll see you tomorrow. If you loved today's episode, then tell the world. Why? Because Beating Cancer Daily is a listener and donor supported experience. So the more people you tell and the more people that join us, the more robust and interesting programs our nonprofit, the Comedy Cures Foundation, can bring to you throughout the year. So if you have some extra change, I'd love you to go to comedycures.org and make a donation today of whatever level is comfortable for you. And it will be tax deductible to the extent allowed by law, because Comedy Cures is a nonprofit 501c3 organization founded from my chemo chair, April 1999, and we've been going strong ever since. So please consider making a donation today and help our community and this podcast thrive. Guess what time it is? It's time for me to read the disclaimer. Beating Cancer Daily and the membership circle are not in lieu of medical advice or treatment. They are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your healthcare team to review your best strategy. Thanks for listening. See you guys tomorrow.